Artwork, Trump and the Ben Tray Girl. Trump and the Dien Bien in the air. In the tense negotiations over a major economic bill, both sides knew that this was a key opportunity to score points with the public. The bill, if passed, would expand many tax benefits and create economic policies that benefit the middle class. However, with both sides locked in fierce political competition, whoever won would have an advantage in the upcoming election. Trump opened with an invitation to negotiate, a surprising move in which he proposed to reduce some of his tough demands and be willing to make concessions on some key provisions. Kamala Harris and the opposition saw this as an opportunity, as they believed Trump was in a weak position and needed to make concessions. They felt they could easily overwhelm him, even hoping to force him to accept more difficult demands. Kamala decided to play her knockout trick, trying to force Trump to agree to an unfavorable term and thinking that he would not be able to refuse in the current situation. To increase the pressure, Kamala released part of the negotiation content to the media, making the public think that Trump was weak and about to make a complete concession. But Trump had prepared for this scenario from the beginning. He quickly released documents proving that Kamala's side was deliberately manipulating him to put him in a difficult position. Not only that, Trump also prepared a series of backup proposals to show the public that he always prioritized the interests of the country and was willing to accept compromises for the common good. With this surprise tactic, Trump turned the tables, showing that not only was he not weak, but he also put Kamala's side in a situation where his political ambitions were exposed and he lost points with voters. Trump recalled the time when Nixon and Hanoi's B-52 attack. Although it seemed like heaven and earth, the reliance of the other side could help the other side win. During the height of the Vietnam War, the negotiations at the Paris Conference between the US and Vietnam were facing many deadlocks. US President Nixon decided to use the trump card of the B-52 airstrike to pressure North Vietnam to make concessions at the negotiating table. He planned to carry out the Linebacker Tube campaign, a fierce bombing campaign for 12 days and nights with the target being the capital Hanoi and surrounding areas, and declared that he would bring North Vietnam back to the Stone Age. Nixon and the U.S. military believed that the superior power of the B-52, along with its destructive bombing ability and ideal flying altitude, would make it impossible for North Vietnam's air defense forces to respond. Previous bombings had demonstrated that Hanoi's air defense system had difficulty dealing with the B-52s. Nixon believed that with this strength, the North would have to back down. However, after many years of studying and evaluating previous B-52 attacks, the North Vietnamese Air Defense Force recognized a potential weakness. Military engineers and radar experts discovered that B-52s always emitted a special type of radio wave when moving, with a wavelength of about 3 meters, 3M wave. This was the characteristic frequency of the radar system on the B-52s, helping the aircraft navigate and avoid air defense radar systems. The Vietnamese air defense team quickly studied how to use this 3M wave as a signal to identify and determine the flight direction of the B-52s from a distance. Thanks to that, when the 3M wave signal appeared on the air defense radar systems, they could predict the flight path of the B-52, prepare the missile batteries and arrange the air defense in an unprecedented way. By capturing the 3M wavelength of the B-52, the Vietnamese army deployed the SAM-2 missile system, S-75 Dien, and adjusted the arrangement of the anti-aircraft guns according to the high-altitude ambush models, increasing the possibility of hitting the B-52. They also applied the tactic of dispersing the batteries to avoid counterfire when the B-52 retaliated, while prioritizing defense at night when the frequency of B-52 bombing was highest. During the fierce days and nights of the Dien Bien Phu in the air campaign, the Vietnamese air defense continuously shot down many B-52 planes, causing great damage to the U.S. side. With each B-52 shot down, the morale of the Vietnamese army and people rose, while the American leadership became increasingly bewildered by the unexpected losses. Faced with the serious loss of both men and equipment, and the resilience of Hanoi, Nixon realized that the bombing campaign had not only failed to achieve its desired goals, but had also caused terrible damage to honor and property. With domestic and international pressure to end the war, Nixon was forced to sign the Paris Peace Accords in 1973, admitting failure in using the B-52 as a strategic lever. The Dien Bien Phu in the air victory in Hanoi was not only a military victory but also an impressive diplomatic victory. The Vietnamese air defense troops' discovery and use of the B-52's 3M wave to counterattack helped make history, turning the B-52 from a strategic fulcrum into a fatal weakness in this campaign, forcing the U.S. to make concessions at the negotiating table and sign the Paris Agreement, ending the devastating war. Similarly, Trump won public support, and the bill was passed with provisions that were beneficial to both sides, but with the recognition that Trump was steadfast and did not let himself be manipulated. Kamala's side, therefore, had to accept an unpleasant defeat when their knockout tactic was unexpectedly countered. Although Trump was assassinated twice, each time his resilient and courageous character emerged more prominently.